Hey there, hope all is well. Back at you today with some Silver Doctors, what's hot in the news. And of course, Elizabeth Warren has just rolled out her free universal basic college program where she'll be canceling debt of all students who incurred debt throughout the years, as well as roll out a new tax plan that would allow her to tax the wealthier population to pay for that free college. But today I just got one article I want to shine light on, but more importantly, scroll down below to find out more for yourself. Just want to scratch the surface, share my thoughts at the very end. So let's dive into this article. So here we have the article from CNN Politics, and it says Elizabeth Warren releases sweeping student debt cancellation and free college plan. So within the last couple of hours, it looks like Elizabeth Warren proposed eliminating student college debt, student loan debts of tens of millions of Americans, and making all public college tuition free, staking out an ambitious stance on one of the central policy debates of the 2020 Democratic primary. So it looks like now that we're in the primary season, there's going to be a lot of people coming out with all these extraordinary promises, and looks like one that's catching steam amongst many others is the idea of free schooling and debt cancellation. And so I believe that this type of thing will definitely appeal to those that are heavily strapped with student loans, and of which that's a good portion of the younger generation here. It's good to say that this type of announcement might definitely catch the eye of a lot of people, especially if you're up to your eyelids in debt. So it says student debt and college affordability have become a key dividing line in the Democratic race between more progressive candidates who favor sweeping new tuition and student loan benefits and others who support more incremental adjustments to the way Americans pay for education. So one thing we'll never hear these articles talk about is just the whole very idea of how the educational system ran in general. And over the last several decades, as we've left the industrial age and entered into the technological phase, more and more kids have been encouraged to follow the traditional narrative of go to school, get good grades, get a college degree, work into the workforce. At the very core of that model there, it's starting to be challenged because of the current monetary environment we're in, where globally we're experiencing a slowdown. So it really doesn't matter what type of policies they come up with to try to ease the pains of debt. So in my opinion, these type of ideas here will not work because once again, there's nothing that can be freely given that can be appreciated and valued still. But it says Warren's new plan will forgive $50,000 in student loans for Americans and households earning less than $100,000 a year. It says according to analysis provided by her campaign, that would provide immediate relief for more than 95% of the 45 million Americans with student debt. So 95% of 45 million Americans would be relieved of that debt. It's good to say that those people who have taken out that debt may have taken out that debt in a career that may not even be paying enough money to sustain their lives anyway, with or without that debt. So just something worthy of thinking about. It says the Massachusetts Democrat and 2020 contender is also calling for a drastic increase in federal spending on higher education that would make tuition and fees free for all students at 2- and 4-year public colleges and expand grants for lower income and minority students to cover costs like housing, food, books, and childcare. So once again, we have the Democratic Party looking to expand government by giving away things labeled as free, which will definitely get the attention of those that think they're in need of it. It says the campaign estimates the plan will cost $1.2 trillion over 10 years. So here we have $1.25 trillion. Let's see how they plan on paying for this. It says the revenue from Warren's wealth tax proposal, a 2% tax on wealth above $50 million and a 3% tax on wealth above $1 billion, would pay for her newest proposal, her campaign said. So 2% tax and a 3% tax on the wealthier portion of the population. And so it's always interesting how the Democratic side of things love to shift some of the responsibilities in the form of a tax upon the wealthier portion of the population, not really taking into account that deciding to tax the wealthy ends up coming back to hurt those that are supposed to be the recipients of it. So we'll see how that plays out. It says, asked about connecting the viability of her new proposal with another, Warren insisted that there is broad support for the idea of taxing the ultra rich. So it looks like a lot of people are in favor of taxing the ultra rich. I wonder who those other people are. Quote, it says, for 2 cents on the dollar, we could pay for universal child care, universal pre-K, universal college, and knock back the student loan debt burden from over 43 million Americans and still have nearly just short of $1 trillion left over. So here we have universal child care, universal pre-K, universal college. I'm surprised I didn't say universal basic income along with this with that extra trillion left over. So once again, this is what senators are proposing right now. Everyone's trying to one-up each other to come out with some type of grand scheme that's going to really get the public's attention. And so this is what's happening in the news. I thought this was worthy of sharing because once again, during this primary season here, we're going to have a lot of Democratic candidates, all with the hopes of outshining one another, making major promises at a very time in our country when things are slowing down. And so it looks like the best way to get people's attention is to probably promise them free things, such as you saw here where it said universal child care, universal college, and anything universal will more than likely be what we're going to hear moving forward as more and more people feel the pinch in their pocketbooks and look for any type of help, especially when it comes from someone that's promising something free. But in my experiences, there's never anything labeled as free that doesn't come with a cost, whether in the short term or especially down the line. And I think a lot of people who are buying into this whole free college situation will find themselves in a situation where they're going to be looking to earn something that has very little value, especially in an economy where things are slowing down. There may not be the type of jobs available that they can actually utilize those degrees with. And so once again, if everyone in this country is educated and has a college degree, but there's no jobs, what good does it serve to actually have a free college program if everyone has degrees with no jobs? So just thought I would shine a little light on this subject matter here for today's news. Let me know your thought. Do you think this thing will take off and get more headwind as more people look for free and debt relief as more of the real economy is exposed? Or could I be completely wrong? I would love to find out. Leave a comment down below. Look forward to bringing you more news. Enjoy your day.